Hello, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lenidra Ann Odoms, and I work for Birmingham City Transportation. I am currently a bus driver and trainer for Birmingham City Schools. The question you asked, what three leaders affect me and why? Pondering that question, I came up with something more personal than celebrity leaders. Let's talk about the leaders that have led me to become the person that I am today. My grandmother. My grandmother took us in at 4 years old in spite of her cancer, in spite of her heart disease, and she invoked in us work ethic. You are who you are, yes, but your character should enter the room before you, which means you should do your job to the best of your ability and always be humble and appreciative of the ability to do the job. My next group, I have a group of people. These were the people that taught me how to love and to be concerned about my fellow man. This was St. Paul United Methodist Church. I will never forget that when my grandmother got us, she had nothing for us. Nothing. We didn't even know where we were going to sleep. And before we could do anything, they rolled up and they had beds for us, clothes for us, toys for us, food to help her with us. And we didn't even know their names. They taught me how to love and be concerned about what's going on with other people because other people's lives matter. It affects my life. And finally, if I had to pick one more person that has definitely led me to be a more positive, supportive, hardworking individual, I would have to say my 5th grade teacher, Miss Akeem. Miss Akeem took a struggling student in myself. I could barely speak. I stuttered, and I didn't know math. I could read, but I didn't know how to count, and I felt very small, and she motivated me. She kept making me see that someone else cared about me. Caring about me, and that I was able to do more than what society said I could do, coming from the situation in which I was coming from. So thank you, Miss Akeem. Thank you, St. Paul United Methodist Church. And thank you, Grandma Maxine Poole, for instilling in me this person that you see sitting before you today. The second question is, where do I see myself in AEA in 3 to 5 years? Where I see myself is this, up. Why up? Because leadership starts with the voice and the mind of one person that desires to make a difference, even though the majority say you can't. Nothing beats a failure but a try. And at this point in my life, I'm sick of standing by and not doing anything. I am only one voice, but I am a loud voice, and my voice will not be quiet. Because at the end of the day, it is this voice that's going to protect the rest of us from those that are not willing to speak. So I'm going to push and fight, train people to continue the fight, grab on those that don't know how to make the steps but are willing to try to make the steps so that we can grow as not only as a union but as a society. And my final question was, what are my hobbies? Let's just say anything that I can imagine to do, I can do. I currently am a certified diesel mechanic as well as certified in propane, natural gas, and gasoline. I started off that at 17 with my granddaddy, who only had a 5th grade education, but my goodness, had to be the smartest man I ever knew in my life. My other hobby is cooking. Why? I love to see the smile on people's face when they still eating your food. But motivation. My biggest hobby is to be loving. Love is the root of everything. Learning the different type of love and executing it in your best way is what promotes the next president That's what promotes the next CEO. These same people that's walking around feeling lost. If no one can speak into their life, is my motivation to do so. And that's usually all it takes, is one person saying you can when others say you cannot. Those are my 3 questions. I pray that you consider me and accept me in this next leadership conference. My desire is to be the head and not the tail.